Women will test you, man. And if you as a guy don't know what a shit test is or how a shit test looks like, and you keep missing the signs of a shit test, and worse, you keep failing those shit tests, over time, a woman will emasculate you. And it's not because she's evil, man. It's in her nature to test you. And in today's video, I'll show you how a shit test looks like and how you have to respond to the shit test to pass it so that you maintain frame, and so she's gonna stop testing you eventually. Deep down, every woman wants to be with the best man, and she tests you to find out if you are the best man for her. Because if you aren't, if you lack the masculine energy, she's not gonna feel safe with you. And when she's not feeling safe with you, she has to make up for that lack of safety and has to step into her own masculine energy. That denies her the experience of her own feminine energy. And she's gonna hate you for that. And most men don't even realize that this power dynamic between the masculine and feminine exists. And because of that, because of their ignorance, they fuck up every single relationship. That's why a woman suddenly breaks up with you. That's why a woman suddenly creates drama out of thin air. Because you have turned into a little bitch and she hates you for it. How often have you been this confident, witty, funny guy, super flirtatious and charismatic at the beginning of the dating stage, but after time or over time in the relationship, after the honeymoon phase stopped, you turn to this little bitch, anxious, clingy, needy, and permission seeking. And guess what? She started to pull away. You lost your mojo, you lost your temper more often, you started shaming and judging her. In short, you stopped being the man she actually fell in love with and was sexually attracted to. And that's when the intimacy goes down as well, by the way. And now when she notices this kind of decline in you, she's gonna start testing you because she wants you to step up back into your masculine energy, man. She wants you to become that man she was attracted to initially. Because deep down, every high quality woman wants to be with the man that is connected to his authentic masculine self, man, who is connected to his leadership ability in a relationship. Because if you're not, you deny her the feminine energy that she craves to be in, especially nowadays with all women having this guard up because they're like so stuck in their masculine energy because of the lack of masculine energy in men. Because here's some harsh truth, bro. No woman will ever be able to emasculate you unless you consent to it. So I'm gonna tell you this straight to your face now. If a woman has ever emasculated you, it's not her fault. It's yours because you let it happen. It is your own fucking fault, bro. You stopped being the masculine man. You stopped being your masculine energy. You turned into the sim. You failed shit test after shit test because you're fucking clueless, bro. If Sandra, my current girl, would test me, bro, she wouldn't be able to emasculate me. Most of my girlfriends were not able to emasculate me because I had my shit together, bro. I have self-assurance about who I am. I am authentically me. And I have made sure that Sandra is completely in my frame. I've earned her trust to be in my frame. I've earned her trust to empower her into her feminine energy. How have I done this? By showing up as the masculine leader in the relationship and throughout the entire stages of the dating funnel that we've been in for a couple of years now, right? We've been together for almost 4 years. So I'm going to show you now how women usually test you in, as a single or even a relationship, or even if you're friends with benefits only, yeah? Those going to be harsh truths for you, but the truth is what you need to hear. The truth is the only way to grow, bro. So shit test number 1 is she shows non-reciprocal behavior. What do I mean by that? When she does not behave in a way that is aligned with your values, your standards, or your principles, stop rewarding that bad behavior. That is a massive shit test. And most men make the mistake of rewarding a shit test because they, first of all, they don't even recognize a shit test, or they don't have the self-worth to say, you know what, I'm not putting up with this shit. The shit test in early stage dating might look a little bit different compared to like a long-term relationship, but let me map it out for you, man. Generally, you should verbalize to a woman what your standards are. Like, you should show her explicitly. Now, however, when it comes to early stage dating, that is going to be a bit problematic because she might not be in your frame yet. She might not be as sexually attracted to you yet, so that she's willing to fall into your frame. Because remember, her trust has to be earned. It's your job to earn her trust, to fall into your frame. So if you're in early stage dating, you come up with a fucking list, pen and paper list, like, okay, these are my demands. These are the things that you have to do for me. That's just plain stupid, bro. Because she's not in your frame yet, and also it's not subtle and it's not very attractive. You sound like a fucking dictator, bro. And no woman wants to be with a dictator. No human being wants to be around a dictator, bro. So she's gonna walk away. So if I were on a date, I would tap into what I call my Don Juan energy, and I would be a bit more subtle about it. I would give her subtle hints. So if I were to tell her what I like, I would say like, hey, you know what? Like, I really like fit girls or fit and intelligent girls. Or I like girls who are feminine and like accountable, you know? I would say it with a smirk or smile so that she knows that this is my standard. But because I'm saying I like girls instead of I like when you are, I would want you to be, I make it more subtle. Yeah. So I'm making a generic statement, but because she's a woman, she's going to understand that generic statement and will read it as, okay, this is what this guy likes. And if I want to be with him, I should make sure that I match the standard. Like, do you see how it is more charming when I make a generic statement about how I would like a girl to be rather than telling her directly, this is how you have to be? It's almost like a competitive challenge and a standard for her to reach, which if she is ambitious, she's like, yeah, I want to reach that standard because I like this guy. So when you start seeing your girl actually trying to meet that standard, you also like recognize that, you acknowledge it. So when she's putting in the effort to meet that standard, like for instance with Sandra, when I mentioned that I like girls that are fit, like she started even working harder on her abs. And when I noticed that, I said, Sandra, I love how sexy you look in those with those abs. And that will then encourage her to keep up with this behavior. In a long-term relationship, you can combine obviously implicit and explicit behavior. As I said, I'm with Sandra for a couple of years already, so I can sometimes say, hey Sandra, I do not like that you're doing XYZ, and I would appreciate if you would stop doing XYZ. Like even last week, I used the whiteboard to explain what I look for in her and where she's falling short, where she's plateauing. And then I gave her the opportunity to say, hey, find a way to step up. But obviously I can only do that because I'm already with her for a couple of years and she's fully in my frame. She's falling into my frame because I'm the guy for her, bro. By the way, bro, like if you want to become a man that attracts high quality women effortlessly and also is able to maintain relationships and keep women around, those high quality women, and are able to identify shit tests, know how to flirt in a relationship, and also like overtext, and also want to learn how to cold approach, bro, or simply help your woman to become more feminine, man, then you should apply for my mentorship. You can find the link in the description below. Just apply for a free coffee chat. I'm not going to sell you anything on that call. I'm going to analyze the situation, and if you and I are a good fit, then we have another call. But on the first call, it's just seeing if you and I vibe. The second way a woman will test you, and this shows up in dating as well as long-term relationships, is she will start pulling away and become a little bit colder. This is the ultimate are you a little bitch test. Now, when she pulls a bit away, most men would make the mistake of chasing her, bombarding her with message after message. Why don't you text me? Why are you taking so long to respond? Why did you cancel the last date? Why are you not meeting me? Why are you not seeing me? But the problem here is, bro, there's a shit test, a massive shit test in front. And what are you doing? Rewarding it with more attention and more validation. She's testing your abundance and neediness, and you're showing her you're needy and you don't have abundance. And then she's ghosting you completely. And worse, you get thrown off your path. You suddenly procrastinate and start checking your phone more often to see if she responded. And then you get anxious when you pick up the phone, right? This happens for two reasons, bro. First, you have an anxious attachment style. You need to let go of that because those are wounds from the past you still haven't processed. And those wounds could be toxic breakup, childhood trauma, bad parenting, controlling mother, absent father. And now you're trying to chase that validation that you didn't get from your parents or your ex through the other women. That's super unattractive. Quick exercise to let go of those emotional hooks from the past is write about someone who makes you feel nervous. Think about how you act when you're with them and write that down. Can you find a reason why you really want them to like you? That will give you lots of clarity, man. Now, the second reason why you're so preoccupied with a woman is because you aren't on your purpose, man. You don't have a strong why. You just clock time, you just kill time and collect paycheck after paycheck. Even if you make 6 figures already, if that salary is not connected to your why or your purpose, you'll feel a void inside of you. And that void, which is emptiness inside of you, you're trying to fill that with women and some other stuff, but let's focus on women. And that emptiness will make you feel lonely, and you start chasing women, and you try to fill that loneliness inside of you by chasing women, and you realize you can't because it's toxic. Women don't respond to this in a positive way, and you then feel lonelier and lonelier, and it's like a downward spiral, bro, because it's toxic. You're creating an emotional dependency on someone else. You're burdening her with your happiness and fulfillment. Now, to overcome this, do this. You have to level up your own success, bro. It's not only the money that matters, but also how much you enjoy what you're doing. The more you enjoy doing something, the more alive you will feel. And the more alive you will feel, the more magnetic you will become to women. And the more magnetic you become to women, the more your relative value compared to her will increase. And the higher your relative value compared to her, the more attracted she will be, because a woman, as I said at the beginning, wants to look up to a man. So if you're a guy who only works 30 to 40 hours a week and thinks like, oh, I can play video games at home, I don't need to work on my side hustle or some shit like that, bro, like, get a grip, man. You have to work 60 to 70 hours a week, man. Or maybe you're already making 6 figures right now and you're working 60 hours, bro. But do you feel alive? If you're not feeling alive, find some hobbies that will make you feel alive so that you get that energy back, bro. Because that will allow you to create a life of abundance, which every woman wants to be part of. Not because she's a gold digger, but it's an exciting life. Don't get me wrong. Don't you want to have an exciting life? So there's nothing wrong with women wanting to be part of that too. Because also when you're connected to your purpose and to your why, you'll stop worrying about the fact that a woman might ghost you or that a woman might leave you. Yes, it hurts, but you know that you're gonna be alright and you've got other important things to work on, you know? Now, the next big shit test I see a lot of guys experience, especially in long-term relationships, and I would say 99% of the guys who joined my mentorship program have experienced this kind of shit test, which is a massive shit test, which is when she starts to withdraw intimacy. That can be emotional intimacy or sex. When she starts having a headache, she's not feeling like it, or she's too exhausted, that means she is not sexually attracted to you anymore. You have fucking lost your frame. Because believe it or not, but women love sex more than men. But the thing is, and she still wants sex, but not with you. She might still love you, bro, but she might not find you sexually attractive enough to have sex with you anymore. Now, why does this happen, bro? Fundamentally, a lot of guys fall into the trap of thinking that love is all you need to keep attraction up over time. But this is the biggest mental fuck up I've ever seen in dating. Because love and sexual attraction are two different things. Love is built on safety and emotional connection. Sexual attraction is built on fantasies and adventure. Think about it, bro. She used to be attracted to you sexually because you were witty, funny, charismatic. You knew how to playfully tease her and like make her feel something. But over time, you turned into this little bitch, predictable as fuck, and lost your mojo and lost your aliveness. You don't set boundaries, you avoid conflict like the plague, and you always kiss her ass. Happy wife, happy life mentality. Absolute simple. You simply sacrifice yourself to keep the peace. But isn't it ironic that no matter how much you try to keep the peace, there's always more drama? So that strategy doesn't really work, does it? And then over time, you try to give her more love and more affection while she pulls away more and pulls away more. And there's still no sex. Because fundamentally, you're giving her more of what she actually doesn't want. And that is the massive shit test in front of her. So the best way to turn this around is to pass this massive shit test by, first of all, not being a little bitch about it. Don't react emotionally. When she rejects you, just say, okay, get up and do something else. Go back to working on your purpose, bro. Now, withdrawing only isn't a sustainable strategy because you're both acting like little children and you're both like stuck right now. I've seen a lot of guys in my mentorship who used to try to talk it out, to talk it through. But bro, how often have you talked it through and told her, hey, I want more sex, and she grudgingly agreed to it, and then you had more sex, maybe once a week, but you felt like it's transactional. It felt more like a chore rather than genuine desire. I mean, is that what you want? I doubt it, bro. I doubt that you want to have sex with the woman that you love on a transactional basis and feels like doing groceries, bro. Genuine desire cannot be negotiated. It can only be created. Genuine desire is a result of sexual tension, which is an element of sexual attraction. I'm going to show you quickly how you can bring back sexual attraction and tension. I sleep with Sandra at least 4 times a week. We would have sex way more often, but I have to decline because, I mean, it takes up a lot of energy and I'm quite busy. So we have set the minimum at 4. She's happy, I'm happy. So here's my secret. First of all, I stay my masculine energy. I call it the Patrick energy. There's no cut. There's no bad remarks towards me. If there's any bad attitude, I instantly eliminate that. That shit won't fly with me. Then I love Sandra to the moon. But I treat her like, I view her as my little princess. Sometimes my little princess creates a little bit of drama because she's a little overly emotional today. But that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with the relationship, that I have to take that too serious or that I have to absorb her mood and be responsible for her mood. Maybe on that day when she creates a bit of drama and is a bit emotional, she might be testing me, or maybe it's a cry for more attention. I have to read between the lines and then choose. Like if she's testing me, I have to respond in a specific way. Usually I agree and amplify, or I ignore it, or if I actually see like she's generally like hurting, there's a cry for help, I label her emotions. So I say like, oh, it sounds like you're really upset, or it sounds like you're having a hard time right now. That labeling will help her or allow her to open up and feel safe with me. Because I don't judge her, I don't shame her, like, hey, why do you feel bad? And that is sort of my Martin energy, as I call it. And I know deep down she's a princess and she loves me, and sometimes she just can't show it in the right way. Her expression of her love might even be a test. She wants that I'm continuing to be the best guy for her, you know? And I know that because I view her as a princess, I know that she doesn't want to harm me. And that mindset reframe allows me to be less serious about the relationship. I see it as a playground, not as a library. We're in a relationship because we want to have fun. It's not like a fucking colonoscopy. you know? Also, with that mental image of having a princess in front of me, I also make sure I never stop flirting. And I call it Don Juan energy, which is the flirtatious archetype inside of you. Instead of responding overly analytical, boring, predictable to Sandra's questions like, oh, how was your day? Oh, yeah, it was good. I went to the gym, blah, blah, blah. Or like she sends me a good morning message like, hey, good morning. How did you sleep? Yeah, I slept well. How about you? Like, those conversations don't lead to fucking nowhere. No one's enjoying them and they're boring. So instead of her asking, like, so when she says, hey, how did you sleep? I go beyond the obvious and I tease her. I say, how did my favorite stalker sleep? Or I say, I'm sorry, you dreamed a little bit too much of me. So I'm assuming that she's so crazily attracted to me that she can't stop thinking of me. It's confident, it's a sexy frame, and it shows her that I'm the guy.